Welcome back, everybody. It is currently August 3rd, the day of the trial, and your boy Doc Proc's 26th birthday. I am old now. Not that old. And we're going to jump right back into Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright. Last time we left off, I could not solve this murder case, and we jumped right back into it. He was going door to door, selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. So cheesy. Yeah, I have to find the contradictions in the statements. A woman not moving dead. See, I pressed that last time, and I was like, how do you know she's dead? But there's a pool of blood, and so I had to call the police immediately. Apartment not working. Phone. See, I want to challenge that because it says she died between 4 and 5 o'clock. It was 1 o'clock p.m. for certain. Slam. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts... He's got the smacks. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at sometime after 4 p.m. There's no body to find at 1 p.m. Fool! How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Oh, that. Oh, God. This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sott, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, right? Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Yeah, because being a lawyer is just that easy. You just point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. Or beget. Seek through one and their whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? So he's gonna just change up his story? Can we just lie in court all the time? Is this how real life works? You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. That doesn't make any sense. I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Right. You know what to do. I've got this one. Do I? I still have no idea what the fuck is going on. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time was probably coming from the television. But 3 hours off. Why would it be 3 hours off? Wait, what? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a tape program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. When I found the body, I heard the time. The television. I don't know what to press. Notice when I found the body, I heard the time. There's a voice saying the time. It's probably coming from the I don't know what to press this guy on. What can I say? What can I say? Oh, the electricity was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime. So she couldn't have been watching TV. Objection! Hold it right there, Buster. The prosecution had said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. Slap, slap. And this record proves it. Yeah, get dunked. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. Ah! Well, Ark. The defense has a point. I have a magnificent beard. Look at my beard. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sot? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Well, wait. I remember now. Mr. Sot, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. In real life, isn't this like contempt of court? Like, wouldn't he be in prison already? These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught. You're wiggling more than ever. You're sweating. You think darkness is your ally. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sot. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. Redo. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. No, it's a statue. That's the one thing I'm actually for sure of. You saw a clock. I guess that would explain it. I guess I'll believe anything. Yes, I will believe anything. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. Yeah, this one's gonna be the easiest one. You heard the time? Nah. You saw. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yes, the murder weapon. No. The murder weapon was a big-ass statue. Wait just a moment. Slam. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was the statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? What? You with your objections and your evidence. Just what do you think, or who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sot. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne. As the witness stated, the statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. And it doesn't look like a clock. I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. Yes, I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with this testimony now? No, guess not. There was a clock on the scene, so no problem. Right, are you out of your mind? That clock doesn't look like a clock at all. The witness couldn't have possibly known it was a clock just by seeing it. He said himself he never entered the apartment. It was in his testimony. Hey, you're right. Is something the matter? Does the defense have anything to add? Yes I do, after I've consulted with my better-looking and much smarter partner. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly, a contradiction. Indeed, I should have guessed that. Because I am a judge, and I've been listening this whole time and not sleeping with my eyes closed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. Oh. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright, with these heinous allegations. Yes, Your Honor. He looks like the Hamburglar in that outfit. Mr. Sot, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock, admitting your guilty verdict? That day, I never. Look, the clock, I heard, I saw. Wah. Oh, did you just throw a toupee at me? Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. I hate you. It was him, I tell you. I saw him. He killed her and he should burn. Burn! Give him death. House. Order in the court, I say. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claim. Mr. Wright. Your Honor, you claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sard heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clearly simple if you simply... Can we try sounding the clock? Examine the clock's batteries. Let's try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? Isn't it still covered in blood? I asked the court to listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker, after all. So we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. Ack. Yeah, dumbass. As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sard heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sard, try to talk your way out of this one. Ha! You forgot one thing. What's he talking about now? While it may seem like the clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. Really, is he right? Because I feel like what I just did was enough. Are you freaking kidding me? Mr. Wright, that's not how law works, but it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness, unfortunately. This ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sard. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. I rip off my toupee and I throw it at your face. You treat me like a criminal, a criminal. You lords are all slime. Grr. There's something you can do about it now. We just keep attacking his face. Not so fast, Mr. Sard. Oh, jeez. Mia? I mean, Chief. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But, Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Right? Double conjecture, right. Can you think of a reason as why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Sure. I can't, but I'll say yes for now. Wait. Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let him have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course. There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ha! Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. I don't have evidence, do I? Okay. I've already used the autopsy report and the blackout and the thinker. Passport. Possibly. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day of the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since her returning home. That's why the timer you heard when you struck her dead in the apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sard, or should I say Mr. Did It? And then he passes out. Order! Order, I say! He passed out. He's dead. I killed him. Well, This case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected, Mr. Payne, your witness.
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I have to say I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butz, not guilty. Woo! Confetti. Just have confetti in court ceilings just ready, just not guilty. Woo! Party time. And with that, the court is adjourned. Oh yeah, fucking won. Turns out that Frank Sod was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sod let himself in to do his dirty work. Oh, she looks angry. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sod grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find and murdered her. Murder. August 3rd, that's today, 2:32 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Whew, still can't believe we won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. I just gave you guidance, help, and all the answers. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen a chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Okay, this guy's seriously worrying me. Good. Wait, no. I mean, bad. Bad. What are you doing? Larry, you're innocent. This case is closed. But my Cindy Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever. Trains. Larry, she was a... never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butz, innocent. Heh. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner? Movie? My treat. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present for me? Wait, wasn't this evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. As long as it's not the one that was used for murder. Yo, Nick! Can you believe it? I was so into that chick, and she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you want to just cry? Not with those teary eyeballs. Jesus, man. Larry. Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you gotta stop sympathizing with me, okay? Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right, Wright? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh, yeah, right. Of course, sure. What the heck is she talking about? Take that! Check this out, Larry. Proof positive. You weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever, she probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. Oh, it's a good ending to a good story, right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. Believe in the heart of the cards. And you can do it. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never give up. Never surrender. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner on me? We'll drink a toast to innocent Butz. Drink on you. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks? Ah, she's flirty. And so my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us, unless you count the clock he gave Mia." I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. Okay, that's ominous. Now I'm thinking she dies with the clock. Like, that has to happen. That's just super foreshadowing. Episode 1 is done. A brand new episode has been added. Oh, I didn't mean to start it so soon. Save a game. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this episode of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. I learned how to lawyer a little better. I still have no idea what I'm doing. But, hey, he wasn't guilty, and I think I won, so that's a win in my book. I'll catch you next time, nerds.